Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So, this video is going to be another LYS tour, or local yarn store tour. Before I get into this local yarn store tour, first let me talk about what I'm wearing, in case you haven't seen it in an episode from a couple years ago. This is the Drangy sweater by Stephen West. Yeah. And I made it using, I forget the color numbers, but it's Barocco Avanti, which is a vintage yarn from the 1980s that I got on eBay. I think it's lamb. And it's this tan and this maroon. So, yeah. And then, for those of you who watched my previous video, you will know that I started an online business for my beadwork. Hop back to my Everything I Knit in 2024 video if you want to learn more. No, I did not make this particular necklace. It was something I got for free, and I wouldn't have gotten it except for the fact that I wanted the clasp that was on it, so I put a different clasp on this. But so that's what I'm wearing. Now, the local yarn store tour for today. This is a shop I have already done a LYS tour at. So this is Three Kittens Needle Arts in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. And, well, you guys might recall from my previous Three Kittens Needle Arts tour. And if you don't know, then hop back and watch that video. That Three Kittens Needle Arts is split into two suites in the strip mall they're in, and there's a little doorway going between the two so you don't have to go outside. Anyways, so one suite is their needlework department, which is cross stitch, embroidery, and needlepoint. And then the other suite is their yarn department, which is knitting and crochet and stuff like that. Well, Three Kittens Needle Arts is sadly closing their yarn department. They are solely going to focus on needlework. So their needlework department is expanding into both suites, and they will no longer sell yarn. This is a major loss in the yarn community here in the Twin Cities. So this also does mean that they will not be doing Yarn Shop Hop this year, because they won't ever in the future. So it is what it is, but I had to go at least one more time so that I could say that I was there one more time just to see what they had. Now, their last day is on Saturday. I only found out yesterday because I was on the Shop Hop's website, and I'm like, what the heck happened to Three Kittens? It's not on the list. So that's how I found out. So yeah, so I decided I better hop over there quick and film a tour and see what all they have left. Their shelves are very empty. They have next to no yarn left. So yeah, so that is quite a bummer, and I'm really sad. So yeah, but for those of you who like to do needlepoint or cross stitching or embroidery, you're in luck. They're expanding. So yeah, good news for you people who like to do needlework, but bad news for us knitters and crocheters that we are losing Three Kittens as the place to go. So yeah. So I just wanted to pop on here and let you guys know about it. So without further ado, I will roll the footage of when I went today, and you can see just how empty it is. And then I will talk about what I purchased at the end. Okay, so you're probably thinking I bought yarn. I did not purchase yarn. In fact, I don't even have my purchase here to show you guys. So I have purchased something I have been wanting for a really long time. I have been wanting an IKEA Kallax shelving unit. And they have to move around their shelving so that it works for a needlework store and not a yarn shop. So the Kallax shelves are not going to work for what they need. They need wire shelving on the walls so that they can put pegs on them and put the things on display. And so they have to get rid of their Kallax shelving units. And in just a moment here, I will pop a photo on the screen of the one I purchased. Since it's not the yarn department's last day yet, I don't have it yet. I have to go pick it up at a later date next month. So, and then I currently don't actually have a spot for it. So it's going to go in storage until I find a spot. You guys might remember my videos when I used to do it in front of my yarn shelf. It's a wire rack or wire shelving. I've never been 100% fond of that shelf. It's just, it was something my mom had bought for something for her, but it ended up not working, so she gave it to me. And so I was grateful at the time, but honestly, I want a sturdier shelf that doesn't have holes in everything. So, yeah, and the shelf, one of the shelves fell out one time when I put too many books on it. And so it was just a little bit like, oh boy. So, yeah, so I wanted a different shelving unit, and I looked up the same one on IKEA's website, and it's $80. 3 Kittens was selling it for $40, so I got half off of the original price. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I mean, it's got a few dings in it, but a lot of the dings are just gunk from when they had command hooks on it, so I can pick that off easily. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm gonna put the photo up now. I know earlier I said I was going to, but now I'm going to, because you will see there are some yarn organizers in the shelving unit. Those yarn organizers, so they've got 3 slots in each. They have some with 4 slots, but I don't want those. And those were $5 each. I'm getting 4 of them. What they used them for in the shop was typically balls of yarn and maybe some cakes, I don't know. But they didn't really use them for hanks. Mostly they had the hanks on pegs, but you can stick hanks on the shelves without the organizers. So, yeah. So the way they are positioned on the shelf now is how I was playing around with them at the shop, and that's how I'm going to have them on my shelf. Those organizers, 3 Kittens had custom made for their shop by a local vendor. No, I don't know what vendor, but yeah, so you can't find them anywhere else. And so I was like, well, what the heck, I might as well pick up some of those. That's kind of a special memory of 3 Kittens Needle Arts. So yeah, and I've got numerous like skeins and balls of yarn. I got a lot of hanks, don't get me wrong, but I have a lot of skeins and balls as well. And so I think that that will get some good use. So yeah, that is definitely something I am looking forward to having. But for right now, we have to put it in storage because we don't know where to put it. We being me and my family. Because if I get rid of my wire mesh shelving unit and put that in its place, it's taller. It's going to cover up my window and be a fire hazard, so we have to find a different place for it so that so I don't cause a fire hazard for my room, because that would be bad. So still working on figuring out where to put it, because I have the smallest bedroom in the house. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna figure that out, and then once I have it all set up, I will show you guys. It could be several months to a couple years before I have it figured out. I don't know. But I couldn't pass up the deal. So yeah. So I ended up paying about $60-something with the addition of those 4 yarn organizers. So yeah. Because they were $5 each, the organizers. So definitely happy that I got that. And I'll be picking it up sometime next month. Yeah, so that's really what I have to share. And if you have not yet been to 3 Kittens Needle Arts to see their yarn, Saturday, March 22nd is their last day before they expand their needlework department. So, yeah. So I just wanted to let y'all know that this very sad thing is occurring, and I'm gonna miss going there to get yarn because they have some nice yarn. So yeah, they even at one point had their own line of yarn, of which I have some in my stash. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you in my next video.